Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining this Honpa Hongwanji Hawaii Betsuin online Sunday service. My name is Reverend Shingo Furusawa, one of the associate ministers of the Hawaii Betsuin. Let us start this service with the chanting of Vandana and Ti-Sarana.
Oh
Before my message, I would like to read the passage from the Jodo Shinshu, written by Shinran Shonin. Please put your hands together in Gassho. Everywhere the Buddha casts light, immeasurable, boundless, unhindered, unequaled light lord of all brilliance. Pure light, joyful light, the light of wisdom. Light constant, inconceivable, light beyond speaking. Light surpassing sun and moon in sent forth, illuminating countless worlds. The multitude of beings all receive this radiance. Namo Amida Butsu, 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 Namo Amida Butsu. Today, I would like to talk about the subject, let us live now. At my temple, the Honpa Hongwanji Hawaii Betsuin, members and ministers often recite the homages. The homages emphasize that now is very important, such as hard it is to be born into human life. Now we are living in it. Difficult it is to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear them. In this way, Buddhism teaches us that now is the most important. So we must treasure every moment of our lives. If we ignore our present life, what will happen? As an example, I would like to introduce a story about a man. Once upon a time, there lived a man who was very greedy. One day, a devil came up in front of him and said, "Run until the sun goes down. I will give you all the land on which you run." The man ran very hard. As time passed, he gradually got tired, but he continued to run. When the sun set, he had run a very long distance, and he shouted, "I ran very far. I got this very large land. I'm a rich man. Yay!" However, he fell down and died because he was extremely exhausted from running. Some people found him and buried his body in the ground. For the burial, only the land for his height was enough. What do you think about this story? The man ran very hard to be a rich man. In other words, he ran to get his future happiness. But he dug his own grave because he pursued only future happiness. Please do not misunderstand. This story never said that we must not dream. It's very important that we have future dreams and try our best to accomplish them. In the case of the man, he ignored his present life. Our lives are composed of an accumulation of each and every moment. This story tells us if we ignore these present moments, we will fail in our lives like him. Are you treasuring each moment of your life? To be honest, I did not. I tended to do the multiple things at the same time. For example, I often ate my meals while watching the Yahoo Japan, Facebook, YouTube, and other websites. One day, at the end of last year, I ate a lunch while checking the emails. On that day, I was very busy, so I thought that I could save time if I ate my lunch and read the emails at the same time. However, by my mistake, I dropped the bowl of the miso soup, and the miso soup spilled on the computer. I shouted, "Oh my Buddha!" My computer was completely broken. There's a saying, it's no use of crying over spilled milk. In my case, it's no use of crying over spilled miso soup. And so I had to purchase a new computer. I ate my lunch and checked the emails at the same time to save time. But as a result, I had to spend more time to research what computer I should buy and to purchase it. Since this spring, we have been having the difficult situation due to the COVID-19. At the lockdown from the end of March, we all had to stay home. During the lockdown, I reflected about myself. I reflected about how I was working like a bee in a beehive before the lockdown. I have ate meals while looking at my computer and swallowing the food down without tasting it. It means that I did not treasure each moment of my life. So I thought that I should do everything, such as walking, eating, and my tempo's jobs slowly and mindfully, in order to live each moment of my life to the fullest. At the beginning of this message, I read a passage from the Shoushinge, written by Shinran Shonin, the founder of Shin Buddhism. I would like to read it again. Everywhere the Buddha casts light, immeasurable, boundless, unhindered, unequaled light lord of all brilliance. Pure light, joyful light, the light of wisdom. Light constant, inconceivable, light beyond speaking. Light surpassing sun and moon is sent forth, illuminating countless worlds. The multitude of beings all receive this radiance. The passage includes many difficult words, but Shinran Shonin defines Amida Buddha's light as light constant, and he reveals that Amida Buddha's light is illuminating countless worlds, and the multitude of beings all receive this radiance. That is, Amida Buddha's light always illuminates all places and all beings. In other words, Amida's light illuminates us right here and now. Even if we forget about Amida Buddha, the Buddha's compassionate light illuminates us at this moment. I would like to introduce another passage written by Shinran Shonin. Although I too am within Amida's grasp, passions obstruct my eyes and I cannot see the light. Nevertheless, great compassion is untiring and illumines me always. Also in this passage, Shinran Shonin describes about Amida Buddha's light. The Buddha's light is always illuminating us all. But Shinran Shonin says, although I too am within Amida's grasp, passions obstruct my eyes and I cannot see the light. Passions means our blind passions. Buddhism teaches us that we all have the blind passions, such as greed, anger, and ignorance of the truth. Even though the Buddha's light is always reaching out to us, we cannot see it because of our blind passions. However, even if we cannot see the light, Amida Buddha never forsakes us. Shinran Shonin says, nevertheless, great compassion is untiring and illumines me always. Even if we cannot see the Buddha, we all are illuminated by Amida's compassionate light now. Even though Amida Buddha's compassion is always reaching out to us, it never means that we don't have to do anything. We should try our best to live every moment of our lives to the fullest. If we ignore each moment of our lives, we will waste Amida's untiring compassion. So, to not waste the Buddha's compassionate working, we must try our best to treasure each moment of our lives. We are still having a difficult situation because of the coronavirus, and we tend to worry about our future. But let us get through this situation by listening to Amida Buddha's teachings and treasuring every moment of our lives. Thank you very much for listening to this message. In closing, let us recite the Nembutsu. Please put your hands together in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Again, thank you very much for joining us in this Sunday service. The next Honpa Hongwanji Hawaii Betsuin online Sunday service will be held on October 25th at 10 a.m. In closing, let us recite the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu, 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 Namo Amida Butsu.
Good morning. I'm Diane. Since January 2019, I've had the honor of serving as the Hawaii Betsuin BWA president. My term will be ending shortly, so I appreciate having this time to thank all of you who encouraged and supported the BWA and me during the past 2 years. After getting to know the people who have been with the BWA for many years and some enthusiastic people who joined more recently, I couldn't help but give the group a more descriptive name: brave, willing, awesome. That's our BWA. The ladies and men of the BWA participate in field trips, help with the taste of Hongwanji, prepare and serve refreshments, support the temple youth, and in the past few months, learn to Zoom. During the past 2 years, we had about 12 new members. I invite all of you to join our camaraderie of the BWA. Just call the temple office for our brochure. I feel very fortunate to have worked with so many kind and giving people. Each person on our executive board has been such an inspiration for me. Okage-sama de, I am able to complete my term as president. I'm grateful to my parents who brought me to the temple and to the teachings, such as a very meaningful Shinshu pledge. I take my refuge in the vow of the Buddha, reciting his name. I will live through life with strength and serenity. I revere the light of the Buddha. I will put my effort in my work with self-reflection and gratitude. I follow the teachings of the Buddha, discerning the right path. I will spread the true Dharma. I rejoice in the compassion of the Buddha. I will respect and help others and do my best for the welfare of humankind. Thank you again, and make this a healthy and positive week. Namo Amida Butsu.